Hi guys, welcome to my sports world once again. Yesterday I started with video saying that bring back the diamond, and the diamond is kind of like based off of an 4-4-2 in a way. So I'm gonna go and look at something else today. The reason for we do this is there's been a lot of speculation in the media and amongst pundits that now that Ronaldo is coming into the team, will that create displacement of other players, or will it be like become a problem, an issue? And I'm here to say it doesn't have to be. And yesterday I showed a diamond shaped, kind of like a 4-4, often a 4-4-2 thing, which included both Cavani and Ronaldo and some other players as well. And today I'm going to do the 4-3-3, and I'm going to keep on doing this just to show you that we can do different setups, and be okay with it. So, of course, we can only have 11 on the field at any given time. So someone has to sit on the bench at some point, So it's not like we can play all 22 or 25 players we have. But rotation also comes into mind here. So in goal, as yesterday, David De Gea. No change there. I had something to drink before I came in here, so bear with me. And I want to say, when I speak about left and right hand sides on here, because I have my old fashioned thing again. When I say left hand side, right hand side, it is if my point of view is from David De Gea's point of view. So when I say right hand side, that's where Wan-Bissaka is, and left hand side is where Shaw is. So David De Gea in goal doesn't change much because Henderson I don't think is ready yet, and David De Gea has played fantastically good in the first games, so he deserves to keep their job. On the right hand side, right back, we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka as said yesterday. We have Varane in the middle together with Maguire. And then we have Luke Shaw on the left-hand side, where it's now changed a little bit. And remember that 4-3-3 can also be a little bit progressive. It doesn't have to be like straight lines. It can be like the midfielder can be a little bit up or down from the two on the flanks. So it's and the same with the three on top. They can be like, they don't have to be out. It's progressive. So on the right-hand side in the middle, I have Donny van de Beek. And in the middle, I have Bruno Fernandes. And on the left-hand side, I have Pogba. Of course, their work role is adjustable. They can do runovers. They can do... And I see both Pogba and Luke Shaw interacting with the one on top of overlaps and stuff like that. And creating like triangles on the side to do short passing, one touch to get the ball into the middle. So there's many options here. But in the middle we have the midfield. We have Beek, Donny van de Beek, and Bruno Fernandes and Pogba. Up on top, on the right hand side, I have chosen to put Chanso on the right hand side. I think Jadon Sancho plays a little bit better on the right hand side. From what I have seen at least in Dortmund. So he's there on the right hand side. On the left hand side, I have chosen to put Ronaldo in. And a lot of people are going to go now, oh no, he can't play on the wing anymore. He can't play on, do that. Well, did you look at the Portugal game last night against Ireland? He played better, in fact, when because he was in the middle, and then he was a little bit on the left hand side on the flank. And his best playing yesterday in the game was when he was off on the left, not up in the middle. But of course he wandered in and stuff like that. So I think he can still do it on the left-hand side and interact with Pogba. So Pogba's going to get a good role here, go up and down together with Luke Shaw as well. So when Pogba comes up on the left-hand side, Ronaldo can sneak shy in a little bit, and they can interact. Bruno is right behind him to support him. We can get triangling going on really well, and either Ronaldo can finish from there, or he can give it further to Cavani, which I have in the middle. So if you can see, we have Sancho here, Cavani in the middle, and Ronaldo here. Once again, we're utilizing our offense to go out and be dominant. With a 4-3-3 like this, a lot of teams are going to be very cautious, um, because you have to have the skills, you have to have a really good defense to stop this offense. Um, with teams that are hitting you hard on the fast on the brakes and stuff like that, teams that play counter football, counter attack football, with a 4-3-3, it doesn't have to be like a bad thing, because if you have a good back four that can stand up and take the pressure off, like we do now with Shaw, Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, you don't have to overload your midfield, and you don't have to become like passive-minded in the attack. Utilize your players and utilize your strength. And right now we have a solid defense that can stand up to about anyone, both in speed, strength, positioning, ball control, ball security. All that is really good. Tackling, dribbling is very good. So we have a defense now that can take care of itself. We don't have to protect them. We don't have to babysit this defense. So use your offense to do what they do best, score goals, and let the defense take care of their business, which is to defend their own goal. And we right now have a very good balance. Yeah, I want to say, if we were going to be 100% on top of things, we need two more players. We need a right back backup for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I think Trippier maybe in January. Kieran Trippier might come in January. And we need a defensive midfielder, just not to play in every game, but there are certain games, like when you play Liverpool and Manchester City, and maybe Chelsea, you would need to go down to maybe do a 4 on the middle, and 1 or 2 on top, and focus more on your counter. And then you would need to have a defensive midfielder. So in certain games, you know, I'm not saying that the one yesterday or this one today is the blueprint for every game. Football is all about adapting according to game, weather conditions, opponent, players available. So you have to adapt all the time in football. Football is not set in stone that this is how we do it. This is how we do it. No, it's not. Football is, who are we playing? Where are we playing? Who are my players that are available? What will be my best setup for this match? So football is very adaptive and very, very flexible. And you, as a coach and a manager, you have to be flexible, and you have to. Sometimes you have to take risks too, you know. But I think that what I showed yesterday in a 4-4-2 or a diamond, something like that, you could see that you could play Cavani, you can play Ronaldo at the same time. Now here we have a 4-3-3, and you can still play Cavani, you can still play Ronaldo, you can still play Sancho, Pogba and Bruno are still in there. Now, let's say in a setup like this, the 4-3-3, let's say you have to make some changes. Let's say either Cavani or Ronaldo has to be changed out and taken out because one, maybe a little knock, or two, their shape in that particular game is not on spot or on point. Maybe they're having a bad game. Then you can take Cavani off. And what can you do? Well, if you take Cavani off, you slide Ronaldo into the middle. You put on either Rashford or Greenwood on the left-hand side. Now, you can also put Lingard in there if you want to. Now, let's say you keep Cavani in and you take Ronaldo out. What can you then do? Well, then you can do what I said. You can either use Rashford or Lingard or Greenwood. no problem. Let's say you have to take Sancho out. Well, no issue there either. You can play Lingard there. You can play Greenwood there. So it's not a big thing. You can utilize your whole squad if you want to. Let's say you're playing this team in a Premier League game, and then 2 days later you change it up a little bit, but you keep the same formation, and you play a Carabao Cup, and you play maybe like, instead of Sancho, Cavani, and Ronaldo, you start with maybe you start with players like Greenwood, Rashford. I mean, it is stacked. I mean, the front end of this team, the offense on this team, what is the word I'm looking for? Is unreal. Look at any other Premier League team, club. Even Manchester City can't showcase a team, a roster with an attacking squad type of players like this. Liverpool doesn't have it. Chelsea maybe is the closest one, but I don't think their caliber of players, except for Lukaku. I don't think Timo Werner has the same quality as Cavani or Ronaldo. Lukaku has his skills. He's good. So if you look at the offense here, oh my Jesus Christ, United is stacked to the gills. We are loaded on the offense. And we're pretty good stacked in the defense too. Our midfield is probably, if I'm going to be a little bit on the negative side, I maybe think we haven't done enough to kind of like deal with the midfield, because I think that our midfield is kind of like aging and a little bit weak. I'm thinking about Mata and Matic and Fred. The best midfielders we have is Donny van de Beek, Bruno, and McTominay. So we should have maybe addressed. Let me put it like this: I fully support what we have done in this transfer window, and to me, this transfer window has made it possible to play the diamond like I showed yesterday and play this 4-3-3 like I'm showing you now. But this transfer window is probably the best transfer window in years, if not decades. So I don't agree with some of these other fan channels, that wannabe fan channels, who are negative all the time, that this has been one of the worst ones. But I think that in come January, if we have the budget and the finances to do it, let's look at either addressing the backup right back or the midfield. And then, depending on what we do, next summer we have to... I feel that this is what we have to do next summer. Depending on what we do in January. If we do nothing in January, then we have to get 3 players next summer. And it's a right back backup, a defensive midfielder, and Haaland. Those are the 3 places we have to do next summer. If we address the right back backup plays in January, then we'd only need 2 next summer. If we do the midfielder in January, then we only need 2 in the summer. Haaland is going to be over the summer next year anyway. But if we have a $20 million budget this January, I say go out and get Kieran Trippier, because we need a right back backup. I say he will go for free next summer, I think. So if you contact Atletico Madrid, which is playing for, I think, this January, and say, hey, we give you $10 million now, or $5 million now, instead of waiting until the summer and make him go for free, I think it is. I think they would do that. So maybe take care of the backup right back in January and get Kieran Trippier in, and because and the reason I say this is because of the front offensive, the offense that we have now. Wan-Bissaka is very good defensively, but I think he is not 100% developed to go on offense and like Luke Shaw is. So maybe getting Kieran Trippier in, who can maybe be a different player in certain games, who also is more offensive minded guy, who goes up, do crosses. We saw that for England. Maybe that would be with a front like we have now with Cavani and Ronaldo on top. We don't only need Pogba and Luke Shaw on the left hand side to come up and do crosses, but we also need those to come from the right hand side with Chancho and either Wan-Bissaka or a guy like Kieran Trippier. So if we take care of that in January, then next summer we can focus on a defensive midfielder and getting Haaland. Because you have to think about this. Next summer we might be able. I think next summer we will be selling Lingard, and I think that we know that Cavani is leaving, which leaves us with Greenwood and Ronaldo as strikers or pure forwards. And of course you have Rashford, but he's more on the wing. But I think we need another dedicated striker, and if you could play Ronaldo and Haaland on top at the same time, if you think Cavani and Ronaldo is freaking scary, when you get Haaland and Ronaldo, you are a different type of scary. So I think that's what we have to do. Tomorrow I'm going to make another video because I have a couple of more systems. Like I said, this is the 4-3-3 that I've been looking at. We did another one yesterday, but I've been looking at a couple of more. So there's 2 or 3 more that I looked at that we can implement, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can use and take care of a lot of problems, but also utilize the best portions of the squad. That's what this is all about. How can you utilize your squad in the best possible way? And I think what I'm looking at here is one of them. The one I did yesterday is one of them, and this is one of them. I have a couple of other more where the midfield is a little bit more stacked, but we're looking more into like how can we do this. So if you like these kind of videos, hit a subscribe button, hit a like for it, make a comment on it. What you think is the best setup to do. How do you want to see them do this? And let's see. And if you want to see the other ones that I'm coming out with, stay tuned because there's more coming. So until next time, guys, take care.